Good afternoon to our respected lecturer and fellow classmates. We are Group 2, and today we are honored to present our research topic, Philosophical Approaches to Personal Happiness. To start, let us look at the introduction. Happiness is a universal human concern that completely transcends geographical borders, generations, and cultures. However, in our fast-paced, highly competitive modern society, many people mistakenly think that happiness strictly means amassing money, achieving rapid professional success, chasing instant entertainment, or gaining popularity on social media. While these external things can bring short-term positive emotions, they often leave us feeling empty inside. Philosophy is uniquely powerful because it explains happiness in a much deeper, more sustainable, and reflective way.
Hello everyone, my name is Yu Haowen and my metric number is A206795. And let's move to the problem statement. This brings us directly to our problem statement. Modern people frequently confuse the true meaning of long-term well-being with temporary superficial pressure. In university setting, many students routinely connect their personal happiness directly and only with grades, future financial prospects, physical appearance, social media popularity, and career paths. This rigid mindset inevitably creates server academic strain, toxic social comparison, chronic anxiety, and deep internal dissatisfaction. Therefore, a structured philosophical student study is highly useful because it helps us pause, step back, and reflect deeply on what kind of life is real meaningful. To address this prevalent issue of modern civilization, our research focuses on three core objectives. First, examine to critically examine different classical philosophy approach and moral theories regarding personal happiness. Second, compare to analysis and systematically compare Western and Eastern philosophical view on what constitutes a good life. Third, apply to discuss critically how their profound ancient philosophical idea and be applied dynamically in modern students' daily life and mental healthy management.
Let us explore our findings, starting with Western philosophy perspectives. We analyze the three pillars of Western thought. First, Aristotle says, he argues that happiness is a eudaimonia, or human flourishing. It is not a short-term emotional state, but a lifelong condition achieved through cultivating more virtue, practicing moderation, and living a rational, balanced life. Second, Epicurus says, he teaches that the true happiness comes from cultivating simple pleasures, nurturing deep, reliable friendship, and achieving absolute freedom from unnecessary excess of fear. Third, Stoicism says, thinkers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius state that happiness depends entirely on controlling our inner judgment and focusing strictly on what is within our own power, while letting go of external events we cannot alter.
Next, we move across the globe to Eastern philosophy perspectives. which shift the focus toward relational harmony and internal awareness. For Confucianism, happiness is understood as deeply communal. It achieved through senses, moral cultivation, fulfilling family responsibilities, and maintaining strict social harmony. In this view, a good life is one beautifully embodied in proper, respectful relationships with others. For Buddhism, genuine happiness must be found genuine within. It arises from understanding impermanence, reducing materialistic attachment, rigorously practicing mindfulness, and developing universal compassion to escape the endless circle of suffering and dissatisfaction.
While comparing Western and Eastern views, we notice fascinating differences and profound similarities. Western views focus more heavily on individual virtue, the use of reason, active self-control, and personal flourishings. Eastern views place greater emphasis on communal harmony, fulfilling duties within relationships, mental detachment, and holistic inner peace. While Aristotle and Stoicism strongly emphasize personal character and regional sovereignty, Confucianism and Buddhism focus on moral connectedness and reducing self-disservice. However, their common ground is undeniable. Both traditions completely agree that true. Enduring happiness is never merely physical pleasure or material accumulation. Instead, enduring happiness requires robust mental discipline, self-understanding, ethical choice, and deep wisdom.
The true value of our research lies in its practical applications in a modern student's life. Throughout Aristotle, students can actively develop maximum discipline, intellectual honesty, and personal responsibility, view university as a place for character growth rather than just getting a certificate. Through Epicurus, students should reduce toxic social media comparison and learn to appreciate simple, everyday happiness like shared laughter with classmates. Through Stoicism, students can conquer exam anxiety by focusing purely on their own effort, time management, and integrity, rather than stressing over external things outside their control, like grading curves or fine outcomes. Through Confucius, students must remember to maintain and nurture supportive friendship network and stable family bonds amid heavy deadlines. Throughout the Buddhism, students can manage severe academic stress through daily mindfulness practice, learning to observe their anxiety without being controlled by them.
Then let's talk about the suggestions for better well-being. So based on these holistic findings, we propose 3 key suggestions to build better well-being. First, internalize values. Students should consciously stop depending only on grades, money, or social media metrics for self-worth. Instead, we must build resilient habits and intrinsic moral values from within. Second, find balance. Students must strive to balance their intensive, demanding study schedules with adequate physical rest, healthy social relationships, and well-rounded personal growth. Third, institutional support. We strongly recommend that Universities actively encourage philosophical reflection and integrate robust mental well-being awareness and emotional mindfulness programs into general education.
So, in conclusion, happiness is absolutely not a matter of feeling pressure or short-term worldly success. As we argue throughout our report, philosophy reveals that truth. Enduring happiness is a life practice involving virtual practical wisdoms, rational self-control, healthy relationship, and a deliberate search for deep meaning. This classical philosophical framework remains completely relevant today. They serve as virtual practical tools to help students navigate modern pressure, reject shallow consumer goals, and build a balanced, profoundly meaningful life. And this final slide displays the official imaging source and academic credit utilized to complete our presentation visuals. Thank you very much for listening.